Hello, everyone.
I did, yeah. Now it shows. That's just. All right. Welcome to the podcast. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I hit live and then took a few minutes to catch up. Today we're going to have the Swift Dude on my guest to be going to have some ads here for it, but this is going to be an interesting podcast. I swear to you, this is going to be one of the. But I've been having nothing but technical issues. Hopefully, we'll kind of just like slide right through all those. We're not going to get any. Not going to panic. We're not going to, oh shit, and just cancel stream. We're not going to do that. We're through this. Yeah. So if you're not following the Swift Dude, and it's not the A Swift Dude, all phenomenal stream. You will love his content. I swear to you, and I never will hear you. Yeah, let's give today. Can't do it right either. uh, got some ads. Okay. We will be right back after these messages from our sponsors. We're going to be right back. Okay. Well, no, that's not what I wanted to do, but okay, we're good. We got the Swift Dude with us now. Swift, I'm going to play your promo real quick. Promo plays.
I hate it. Where are you?
Hi, Liz. Welcome in.
How old are you? How old are you?
I love these.
Where are you?
Here's something, that's for sure.
And he's gone. He's out.
Okay, there's no one there. Okay.
Number 58?
Help yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Swift clips are delightful. They are.
Oh, this door's open now. Oh.
Ooh.
We're gonna take like a second.
We're gonna take like a.
I had to. That was one of the scariest things I've ever seen. I had to.
Oh, this was brilliant. This was. Like, what are you seeing at the end of this hallway? What is that?
Okay, so there was a person there,
Oh.
and I thought maybe if I back up, it won't trigger the scare. And then sure enough, like that demon was right there in front of me.
Oh no!
Oh.
Come up the ladder.
Come up the ladder. And it started to hunt.
Come up the ladder.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
It was going.
Oh. Oh.
It was like flickering the flashlight up right by me.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, those are great. Thanks, everybody. So, okay, now we can switch over here. So you are genuinely scared at these, are you?
Oh yeah. So I would say the two clips that terrified me the most was the Summer 58 clip and the mortuary assistant demo clip. So in the mortuary assistant demo clip, I don't know if you could tell, but I look away for like half a second. Right when the demon's in my face, I look away to look at chat, and then that's when I look back and it's just right there. And that scared me so bad. But then like the Summer 58 clip scared me to where like I had to sit there and I was just like, oh man, I gotta take a breath and then we can go back in. Like, yeah, it's totally fine. But yeah, they definitely get me for sure. Definitely get me for sure. I played some very scary games, and people love it. It's terrible though. It's so scary.
You have some of the best reactions. You and Eric. I hate being scared.
Yeah.
Genuine fear from these games, and I don't know why you guys
Thank
put
you.
yourselves through it, but
It makes people laugh, and that's something I've always loved is making people laugh. But I think like losing a few years off my life every game I play is, I don't know, it's not
it's
an
worth
equal
it.
trade.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it's worth it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is ThaSwiftDude. He is a Twitch streamer. He's also I would say, given what you do, you're a radio personality.
Yeah,
I
for
would
sure,
say
that works.
Yeah. I don't know how long I've known Swift. Probably almost a year, maybe.
Yeah,
He's
just
been hanging
about.
around with Megers and Alyssa and Eric. I'd say he's a broadcast legend. I would too.
I don't know about that, Liz. That's too kind. That's too kind.
So tell us a little bit about yourself of what's off stream.
Okay. Well, off stream, I mean, I like to think that I'm obviously like the same person off stream. I still like to have fun, joke around, stuff like that. But I'm pretty mellow. I also try to like I don't go too crazy or go out to clubs or parties or anything like that. But just like to go home, to stay at home, watch a movie. Movies are like some of the favorite things that I like to do is just watch a good movie, sit there. Sports, I love football, love basketball. I occasionally like to go out and maybe treat myself to a dinner once in a while and just kind of sit there and just relax and chill. I like to say that like I'm kind of like a down to earth, mellow guy when it
Nice.
comes to in person. Still like to crack jokes and hang out and talk with everybody wherever I can. Try to I love talking to people. So it's just yes, love to play games, obviously.
Where's your favorite place to hang out? What, at a restaurant? What's your favorite restaurant?
Oh, it just kind of depends what mood I'm in, I guess. If I want like some good Tex-Mex, then
Yeah.
I'll find a good Mexican restaurant. I'll have some enchiladas with Dos Equis and
Okay, so
then
let's be clear that Mexican food is not Taco Bell and it's not Taco Cabana.
so not fast food
Yeah.
as Mexican food, but instead I like to go to like an actual Mexican restaurant. I
Yeah.
like to sit there, get the chips and salsa, get some queso,
Yes.
maybe stuff like that. But no, I mean, honestly, like when it comes down to like restaurants or anything like that, I'm not overly picky. I'll probably find something on the menu that I like, and I'll be willing to try, just as long as it doesn't have sour cream. That's all that matters. Is as long as it doesn't have sour cream on my dish, then we're good. Then we're good. But
I'm the same. I'm like, if there's sour cream
Thank
on that, I
you.
will send it back.
Thank you. Finally, do you hear that, guys? Y'all hear that? I've got Dad on my side. All
Yeah,
right.
my wife loves sour cream. Now, to be fair, we make a ranch dip,
Uh-huh.
and we use sour cream with the ranch dip mix, and it doesn't taste
Okay.
like sour cream anymore. So
Okay. Well, see, like I've always said that like when it comes to mixing something with sour cream, that's okay.
Yeah.
But just as long as I'm not getting a huge dollop of sour cream on my
Yes.
tacos or nachos, then we're past.
Yeah.
We're moving on. Like here you go. You can have that. I'm not touching it.
Yeah. Now, Wise Alpha Wolf says, is that real football or our football?
So it would be American football. So we toss the pigskin. But I do occasionally watch soccer. I don't get into it as much as like other people are like my oldest brother is really into it. But I do watch it occasionally. I don't mind it. I think it's fun. But yeah, American football is like what I really watch.
Yeah.
So
All right, so okay, who are some of your influences in the Twitch world?
Okay. I would say that if we're talking really huge Twitch stars, one of the clips that I used to watch a lot of was Shroud. I used to watch a lot of Shroud. I would watch his streams, and then when it started to come into the fact of like watching more smaller and more community based streamers. I would say that like when I met the Double Yolks, I watched them a lot, and I saw how they would interact with the community, how they would interact with their followers, their, whatever it was. So I would watch them a lot, and then I started to find people like Chiba, like Doc, and watch them. Moved on to watching I Hate Being Scared, Eric, and just kind of saw how serious and how much of a priority they took, like community based and chat when it came to streaming. And I was like, I got to implement that as well. I want to throw that into my stream. So those were a lot of my influences as well. I mean, honestly, like a lot of people when it came into streaming, there were a lot of influences that had some say into like creating,
Ryan.
helping me create my stream and helping me focus on like thinking that I could do this and that I could, do it well. So there's a lot. I mean, the list goes on and on, but it's just like there's so many people.
Yeah. Hi, Wicked. Hi, Orion Butterfly. How are you today? I'm trying to catch up with chat. I
No
don't.
worries, you're
I
good.
don't want to
You're
interrupt Swifty, so we're gonna let him finish what his thought, and then we'll come back and read chat and catch up with you guys.
No worries.
Hope everybody's doing fantastic. Um, Bestie, my best bud. So yeah. Okay. So how did you choose your username? That come
So I'm a huge fan of the Big Lebowski,
from? Okay.
and I really wanted the name the Dude, but it was taken, and I was like,
course it was.
man, what? Yeah, and rightly so. I mean, if you have a chance to get on that name, you should. And so I sat there and I was like, what can I add onto the Dude? Like, what can I throw in there that I could still be known as like the Dude, but instead have like this extra word that
Right.
whatever. And I've always played games really fast. I was like, if I was playing like a first person shooter or something, people would tell me like, oh man, like you whip around real fast and this and that. You're crazy fast. So I was like, what if I just throw Swift in there? Like, it's whatever. And so I threw that in there, and now it's just become to where I don't even really get called the Swift Dude. I just get called Swifty or Swift. So, and it's kind of stuck, and I've really enjoyed it. It wasn't like fully my intention. I mean, granted, I wanted to go into being the Dude on Twitch, but I was just like, you know what, this fits though. That's like, and I can't really see myself with any other name when I think about it. So
now the Swift Dude, not THE, that was already taken. The Swift Dude.
So so I looked and I was originally THE_SwiftDude. So it was the Swift Dude at when I started off. And I started looking at it, I was just like, I'm not really much for the underscore. I kind of want to remove that if I can.
Nobody likes
so
the underscore.
yeah. So I sat there and I was like, I just want to make it a little bit cleaner. I want to make it look cleaner. So I sat there and I was like, what if I put like, what if is somebody named the Swift Dude already, or or just Swift Dude? And I looked and those names were taken, but I would search Twitch and couldn't find those users at all. So I think like maybe at one point they were taken and maybe they just got banned from Twitch or whatever.
The hot dude.
No, full speed. I don't know what you're talking about. And then so like I was like, well, what if I actually asked my community at one point. I messaged in Discord. I was just like, hey guys, what would y'all think if I changed my name? Do y'all have any suggestions? And I was thinking about making it just Swifty Dude because I mean everybody calls me Swifty anyways. But it was actually Fox Fan that told me, she was like, what about the Swift Dude with an A instead of THA? And I was just like, that fits. I was like, that works. So sure enough, I made it and I was just like, hey, it's not taken. I'll change it. We're making it work. So now I think we're going to be stuck with the Swift Dude. That's all it took.
Yeah, that's fantastic. How did you learn about streaming? Did you have to go out and buy a whole bunch of product before you started, or did you start with whatever you had?
I kind of started off with whatever I had. I would look up like some of the extra stuff like a boom mic basically, or like a light ring or something like that. And I sat there and I was like, I can't really get that just yet. I have a webcam, I have my streaming software, I have a decent mic on my headset, so we'll go with that. And I actually borrowed the webcam for the longest time from the co-host of the radio show that I work for, because he kind of also pushed me into getting into creating my own content. He was like, "Hey man, I want to help you out as much as I can. I'll give you shout outs. You know, if you need extra equipment, just let me know. I'll get it for you," which was way too kind of him to begin with. So I was just like, no, that's, just the webcam. That's fine.
Now,
So start off with that.
is he on Twitch?
No. He, I think at one point the radio show as a whole used to be,
Okay.
but he just knows a lot about it too. So he just kind of watches it
Gotcha.
occasionally. But no, he doesn't stream himself. No. But yeah, so I would sit there and I just kind of start off with the equipment that I had, and eventually started to learn on like, oh, well, maybe eventually I could get a stream deck, or maybe I should get a light ring to help it get a little bit brighter,
right.
and then maybe I should get a better quality mic and stuff like this. So
Expensive
it was,
hobby.
it was, oh, it's very expensive, very expensive.
So okay, have you mentioned you were in radio? Do you
Mhm.
take anything from that and like bring it over to Twitch? Is any of that experience helped you with your stream?
I would say yeah. I would say yeah. So learning how to, I mean, just kind of make music fade in and out whenever like you're coming live, or you're showing the camera, stuff like that. How to talk to a mic. I know a lot of people, they do a great job, and I go under the fact of what I was taught in college and then what I was taught with my job. It's just like, hey, just talk to like one person when you're on the mic.
Right.
Just be yourself, and being comfortable with the mic already, having that aspect to where I do this at home and then I also go to work and I have another mic. So it's just, I mean, a lot of the same aspects is like, hey, get ready to go to break here, or like tag an event that's coming up a lot, run it down to where you almost are annoying to it.
Mhm.
So that way people remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of aspects from work that I have definitely taken from here to try to make the stream quality of my channel better, or any way that I can.
Okay. Now, does it work in the vice versa? Does it, does your experience with Twitch and your streaming help you in your job? Is it go over there and go, hey, found this? Can we try it?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. So I'll sit there and maybe I think of like something fun to do that I've done on stream, and I'll throw it to the guys on the show. Like I actually had good examples. I had a second box of Bean Boozles from my 1K celebration. So I gave that to the co-host, and I was just like, I think this would be really fun if we implemented this with like a trivia game or something. So like anytime someone gets something wrong, we have to eat one. And I told him, I was like, and they are fucking nasty. Like they are so bad. I was like, I was like, no one's gonna enjoy them, like unless it's the good side of the Bean Boozle. I was like, so we've yet to do that, but it is like kind of like the same aspect to where it's just like, oh, hey, here's a funny bit that we could implement on the radio, because it's, I mean, it's relatively the same thing when you look at it. Like with the show that I work for, we take live callers, so it's almost like we're talking to chat.
Yeah.
It's almost like the host has his own chat box, so he's talking to them, about a topic or a hot take, something like that. So yeah, definitely. I would say that I've definitely taken some things from streaming and then try to implement them into the job.
Nice, nice. What's your favorite part about streaming?
I would say just talking to chat. Like that's always been the focus of my channel, and just like hanging out with a good group of people, and just sitting there learning about their day, what they're going through. If they have something funny about an opinion that I say, obviously the whole sour cream debate. And it's just fun to have that interaction, or like something funny happens in a game, or something scares the bejesus out of me, and then chat's there laughing.
Yeah.
And it just makes me feel really nice to just have, like, you're almost like at a just like a sleepover with friends, and
Right.
they're watching you play this game, and they're just having a good time just watching you play this game. Because I sat there and I would sit there and I would think, like, who wants to like watch somebody play a game when they can play a game? But I mean, it's fun. I sit there
Yeah.
and I do it all the time with other streamers. I sit there and I'm just like, man, I love watching this person play this because of how they react, or
Yeah.
maybe I just want to talk to them today or something like that. But yeah, I would say favorite part of streaming is just hanging out with the community,
Yeah.
talking with them, and meeting all sorts of new people.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. And when my son would play games at the house, and he would have friends over, they would just sit there and watch him play. And I was like,
Yeah.
this can't be a thing.
Yeah.
And here we are
Yep. Doing it.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the worst part about streaming?
Try not to get into your head about like how well you're doing, I think. And I think every streamer can relate to it as to like you sit there and you're just like, am I doing good? Like is my content, reaching new people? Am I gonna progress? Stuff like that. So that's one thing that definitely gets me is like I sit there and I'm just like some days where I sit there, I'm like, man, what am I doing? Like am I really making people's days better? I know they say that, but what if they're just trying to be nice? Yeah, exactly, Wicked.
Yeah.
Like, am I good enough? Nobody likes me. Why do people find me so special? I don't do anything special. So I would say like getting in your head and your brain not being nice
Right.
basically
Yes.
is probably like the worst part of streaming, because granted I think everybody really wants to get to that point to where they're a good streamer. They have several people watching them. They can raid into
Stupid
with like
brainworm.
yeah, exactly
see,
and they can raid into people with like lots of viewers and make someone else's day. But there's days where it's like those numbers definitely get to you, and
Yeah.
it sucks, but it's like it's hard to get past it, but you can. It's gonna take lots of work.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody in chat, thank you so much for hanging. But I want to ask: are the sound volumes okay? Because we had technical issues this morning, and I want to know: does the sound okay? Volumes are great. Okay, good.
Awesome.
What is welcome back, Butterfly? Okay, so what is your strategy for exposure? How do you get your channel in front of?
I would say trying to meet as many new people as you can. Obviously, you definitely want to hang out in other people's chats. I mean, there's been several times where I've hung out in like Eric's chat, Chiba's, Doc's, and I sit there and I'll just interact with chat, and maybe a few of the newer people in their stream may not know about me, so maybe they'll they might check me out or something like that. But I would suggest obviously network with new streamers. Find a game that you really enjoy to watch and watch a streamer. You try to see how their vibe is. That's like one thing that gets to me, and that kind of makes me a little bit nervous is meeting new streamers, because sometimes you can find, I mean, just real jerks.
Yeah.
And it's unnecessary to be like that to a new person in your stream. And you sit there and you want to make sure that they can take you as a priority. You sit there and you have fun with them, stuff like that. And you can have a great interaction, and I mean, it could be huge in the long run. I think like one big example is I watched Gravehag a lot, and I just kind of hung out in her chat a lot, just chilled, and she was talking to a Twitch partner at the time, and that was the guy that just looked at my channel, and he had several hundred people watching him, and he was just like, hey, just go follow this guy, like he seems really cool. And I think that was like the first time that he ever watched me. I mean, maybe he was lurking at one point, but he was literally streaming, and then he was just on my page, and he was just like, this guy seems really cool, like Gravehag talks really highly of him, so I think we should all show him some love. And then that was huge.
Yeah.
So it's like you never really know when it comes to meeting new people, or to like just hanging out in other people's chat.
Yeah.
You could find somebody that's just gonna be like, well, maybe I want to raid them one day, or they could throw you a shout out clip, and it's like, that's a really funny clip, I want to see more of like what they have. And I've done that before. I've watched like a funny clip, and I'm like, that looks like a really funny stream, so I want to go back and maybe watch it, drop them a follow.
Yeah.
So I would say like meeting new people is very, very scary on Twitch, but it is probably like the best way to also get your channel out there. Obviously, you don't want to do it forcefully and just go into a chat and be like, hey, I'm streaming in 2 hours. You want to find somebody to raid, but no, you can just go in and just have a good time, and maybe eventually, anything like that.
Yeah. Hi, Ari. Welcome in. Thank you for coming in, hanging out. We're talking with ThaSwiftDude. Um, he just let us know that he's in radio and he likes the talking with you guys about anything and everything. The best part of Twitch, and also meeting you guys. The worst part of Twitch.
They make me play some scary games, and it's
Yeah.
not fun. No, it's lots of fun. I love playing scary games. Like I've always said, I sit there and I'm like, I would never play these games alone. Like I'm so glad that I play them with a chat or with a stream playing, because I would never play these games by myself.
Okay, Uni asked a question. So, with bigger viewer
Okay.
channels, how do you keep yourself active after the hellos?
I would say just like comment on some games, maybe, or the game that they're playing. Make a funny note of something that they do. It can be hard with streamers that have a very huge chat. I mean, that chat's rolling pretty fast, so they might miss it. And if they miss it, that, I mean, obviously you got to know you can't take that personally or anything like
Right.
that. But instead, they might get distracted easily. Chat's moving pretty fast, stuff like that. So they're gonna miss some things. But maybe just make like a funny note, anything like that. Keep active, just have fun with the game. Talk with other people in chat. I would think, comment with them if they say a funny joke. Just be like, oh yeah, that's what I do all the time. Is
Yeah.
usually if my chat message gets ignored a lot by the streamer, I will chat with chat itself.
Yeah.
I will talk with somebody on there, or maybe make jokes with chat several times before I start to like go back to the streamer. So I would say, like with a big viewer streamer, just have as much fun as you can. Make comments. Maybe if you find something funny that they did, clip it, and maybe that'll get their attention. Anything like that. But it's also just, once again, it's just not personal. I mean, they're not going to look at your name and just be like, oh, I don't like you just because
Yeah.
of your username. So we're just gonna ignore your comments. But yeah, just I would just say, like, just tell jokes, talk to chat. That's the funnest time too. Is just like you're also in chat with a bunch of other people, so talk with them. They might be looking for somebody to have anybody to talk to.
Okay, I think we have some ads going on, so we're going to take a quick break. I'll be back in about 3 minutes. Thank you guys for hanging out. Listen, if you're not subscribed and you get ads, please put in the chat !ADS. That lets me know that you're seeing ads and not to direct anything to you for that brief moment in time. The one thing I hate is going into a channel and saying something to the streamer, and then you get hit with ads
Yes,
as they're
yes.
answering.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand the ads, but I made a thing in my channel so that you can tell me you're seeing an ad, and that way I'm like, okay, wait till the ad.
That's a good way to go about it.
Yeah. And I do not want people to spend money on my channel. All my sound alerts, all my expert crates are forever free. You do not have to subscribe to me. You can if you choose to. I can't stop you. But I want you to have fun while you're here. So if you're seeing an ad, let me know. I do not take that as I can't afford to pay. I don't take it like that.
Yeah.
That is a freebie. I am cheap. I am a cheap date. When will Swifty give us access to his secret?
I don't have it. I don't have it full speed. I'm
Don't
sorry.
have an OnlyFans.
I don't have an OnlyFans. Sorry to disappoint everybody, but yeah, no OnlyFans.
No
No
Only-
OnlyFans.
Hey, his OnlyFans are for me only. Are you on fire? Yeah. I'm not gonna go there. What's your favorite thing to stream? What do you have a favorite genre? Do you have a favorite game?
Oh, not really. I mean, honestly, like, obviously, I'm a variety streamer, so I like to go through a whole lot of different stuff, and just as long as Chad has a good time and they have fun, that's all that matters. I do like to do occasional spooky streams. I'd like to do some horror games. Like this last month, Olive, for October, I did nothing but scary games, and that was fun to kind of revisit that. I've been trying to branch off a little bit more just to get some more content. But yeah, I mean, horror games are always fun. It makes people laugh. It makes
Hi,
me
Red
laugh
Line.
too, because it's always good. But yeah, not really, just not really a specific one. Just I mean, I'm all over the place, really.
Okay. Um, where have you gotten your ideas for your channel content? Like maybe your channel points or sound alert. What you do in your channel have influences that you'd like to credit or
Yeah. So I would say that when I was starting off and I saw that you could put channel points in as an affiliate and stuff like that, I saw that you could, add like a funny sound or anything like that. I would reach out a lot to Chris and Jen from Double Yoke and see how to do that. So then I would like find stuff that I would find funny, clips of the movie The Big Lebowski or like a funny sound or something like that. And I'd be like, I enjoy this. I think others might do this too. If they don't, I can take it out and maybe I can also ask them like, hey, what kind of sound would
Yeah.
you like? Would you guys like to have? What would y'all like to see? Stuff like that. And I've seen some others, some other inspirations to where I sit there and I'm just like, wow, like that would be really cool too. That would be really, really funny as well. So I want to put that in. So like the Taco Bell jump scare, I've seen that in so many other streamers. I've seen that in so many other streamers. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna put this in, but it's gonna be at a price. I am gonna get something, a little something out of
yeah,
it. So
mine,
it's like I need some help,
yeah, and
just because that thing is
mine's
terrifying.
mine's free and I'm regretting that decision.
You're brave. You're way braver than I am.
Hi, Redline, also known as Matt. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you coming. Hershey chocolate bar really hitting right now. Already on fire. Stop doing that. I can't have. Sorry, you're a bad influence. Is there anybody that could come to your channel, or and just to say hi, or just raid your channel, that would cause you to get starstruck, flabbergasted, or whatever?
Oh man, I would say like off the top of my head, I mean it'd have to be like a really, I mean just any raid at first is fantastic. Like because I sit there and I think like this person wanted to share my content with their community, even if maybe some of their community members already followed me, they still thought of me and they still wanted to show that love. But as Starstruck would go, I'd say like a big time streamer, so probably like Shroud or anybody of that caliber, to
Yeah.
where they sent like thousands of people my way. It honestly, like I would sit there and I'd probably like walk away and have to process like what's happening. So I'd be like, hold on, I need like a second just to kind of see what's going on. But yeah, it would definitely take somebody like Shroud, one of my favorite streamers, because he's so chill and he does something that I inspire to do as well, to where he streams the content that he wants to. He doesn't let too much of like one game control his content. Yeah, as like if he was popular with one specific game, he didn't stick to it. He
Yeah.
went on and he keeps streaming what he wants to stream no matter what. So that's something that inspires me as well. But yeah, so I would sit there and man, if Shroud rated me, I think I would probably cry. I'd definitely cry. I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna walk away. I'm sorry for everybody that just saw this, but I gotta go.
I've seen
So,
you do that on a hype train.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, there's no short into where like chat has made me feel very special, and then obviously I'm overcome with emotions.
Yeah.
So it's like there's nothing that I can do except like tear up a little bit.
Yeah, I've
Because
seen
yeah,
you
it's
say,
really-
"Okay, I'm gonna take a minute. Hang on." I've seen you do that.
yeah. You have to sometimes. You have to.
Tatunka TV, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you. Yeah, Ari, did you have a question? You miss a question? See a question?
I think Ari did have a question. Let me see. I think it was what content or goals do you have for the future?
Yeah.
So I would say that I'm recently changing my schedule, my streaming schedule into like I'm taking one day off streaming a week. So that way I can maybe focus on editing streams and putting them up on YouTube. So that way that can maybe help with some more exposure and growth. So that way, even if people miss a stream, I could still be like, hey, here's just the highlights of it,
Right.
and that's what majority of people want to see. They want to see a lot of funny moments. They want to see jump scares, something like that. And if they eventually they can maybe move into making streams, I would be very, very blessed if they did that. If not, no worries. I still want to do that to where I help myself also gain that exposure, gain that extra content that people can watch on their free time. Here's a new YouTube video I put out, or here's like recently I just got a TikTok. I'm like several years behind, but I just got a TikTok, so I am editing and putting up funny clips that I think are good or that have a lot of views from people that have recorded clips on my streams, and I want to throw them into TikTok just for the off chance of like
Yeah.
someone being like, I like what you've got. I want to see what else you stream. And sure enough, I've had a couple of people actually say like, I like this game. What game is this? I want to catch you playing it. And I'll tell them, and I'll tell them my times, and they're like, all right, I'll drop by whenever I can. So I would say for future and content, I want to keep doing more streams. Obviously, I wanted to get games in like God of War and Red Dead, but with the hardware issues, we have to wait a little bit. But once I think I do want to do some more single player games like those, and then content wise, just want to get down, buckle down, and start finally editing YouTube or editing streams for YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now you are aware that Twitch now allows us to stream to places. So
Yes, I did. I did see that.
yeah, so you can actually do Twitch and you stream to YouTube or Glimish
Okay.
or any of those.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah. So also there's another one out there, not only TikTok, but there's on brain hover.
Hover. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody have a hover in chat? Does anybody
Mhm.
do that? If you have a hover or TikTok, put it in the chat. I don't care. Let's network. If you got
Yeah.
a YouTube hover, whatever, put it in chat.
For sure. But yeah, so I would say for the future of like content wise and gameplay, that would just focus on more YouTube videos or editing, and then eventually get the hardware to where I can get more high caliber games playing, and stream quality is good on it too.
We talked about this earlier. This isn't going to be a Twitch question. Your other career.
No worries.
We talked about this. What's the biggest mistake made on your job? 'Cause that was a funny story.
Yeah, it was great. So every now and then for holiday season, the co-host and host of the show that I work for, obviously they take their vacation. So we go into recorded shows to where it sounds like they're there, but it's just older shows from past dates, and that way people still get their fix, but instead it's just recorded. So I go in and I kind of just monitor the system, make sure it works, make sure the audio's going through, everything like that. Commercial breaks are playing. And one morning I woke up about an hour late to when I was supposed to be there. So there was a lot of dead air playing, which dead air in radio is like a death sentence.
No,
like
no.
if you have dead air, you are in massive trouble. And so sure enough, like my alarm did not go off. I've got like
Hi, Rump.
10 missed calls, and I'm just like I am speeding just crazily to the station so that way I can get there. And sure enough, like I got there, we got it fixed. And sure enough, my boss was like, "Well, I'm gonna come in Monday and I'm gonna talk to you." And I was like, "I understand." I was like, "That's totally
I'm
fine."
fired.
Sure enough, yeah. So I was afraid that like my obviously worst case scenario. I sat there. I was just like, oh, "That's it. I lost it. I lost my job." But apparently, it's happened a lot before, so I wasn't the first, and I won't be the last. Apparently,
Yeah.
so I sat there, and I had a little bit of ease wash over me, but I sat there and I was like, okay, well, we're not going to do that again. We're going to have 2 alarms from now on. No more. So it was, that was the biggest mistake I've ever made when it comes to work, which is huge.
Okay. Now let's go back to Twitch. Has there ever been a big mistake you've made on streaming?
I would say not as of yet. I haven't
Awesome.
done anything to where like I would get banned or my channel would get deleted or anything like that, because I try to be very, very careful and stuff like that. There have been technical difficulties, which I know a lot of people will say that
That's
I can't
not
really
you.
control that.
Yeah,
That's not my
you.
mistake. But other than that, I mean, I think I'm very
There's
very
always more
careful when it
time.
comes to streaming. Yeah, there's always more time. I guarantee at one point I will make a pretty big mistake or anything like that, but I'm very careful. I sit there and I always have like thoughts in my head like, okay, make sure you type this raid person's name right. Like we don't want to raid into someone random or
Raids are
offline
the
raid or anything
worst.
like that.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's the biggest mistake for me is the raids. I have sent people to the wrong place.
And so like I'll sit there and I'll just be like, did I spell that right? No, I didn't. Okay, let's retype it. So yeah, but as of right now, I've been pretty lucky. I've been pretty lucky, but
We've all done that. Yeah,
yeah, this is true.
let's see. Okay, this is everybody. I know. There are times when you wake up and you know you've got a stream scheduled,
Uh-huh.
and you're like, I don't want to do.
Yes.
I'm just
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
ready. But are there times that you've done it anyway? And if so, what motivated you to do it?
So the days where I felt like I wouldn't stream, I got on and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do this because if I sit here and if I take today off, what if just something I miss something huge? What if something that could have just been career changing with Twitch could happen? And so I go on stream and I end up having some of the best time with
Yeah.
just chat. Like I just sit there and I would just talk about like sitting there, and then in the back of my mind I sit there and I'm
Hi,
like,
Captain Fan.
I just sit there and I'm like, I wasn't gonna stream today. This would have been the worst decision ever. Like I'm having so much fun, and then maybe if you're lucky, something big happens, anything like that. But
That's
there
your
have
way.
been days where I sit there and I'm just like, oh yeah, this isn't happening. But I there are other times where I'm just like, I have a schedule. People should expect me to be on at this time. Let's put it aside for right now and let's just focus on having a good time and just chill. And sure enough, like that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
That those negative thoughts of not having a stream just go away whenever you're right there with chat, and it's
Yeah.
so much fun.
That is absolutely true. I have had those days where, but
Yeah.
you do it anyway, and then almost each and every time, those are some of the best streams.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Thrill Ray. Welcome in.
Yeah.
Olive.
Yeah, and you just sit there and you just have a great time with the chat, and you never know what's going to happen too. And that's another thing that I keep telling myself is that's one thing I'll never know that's going to happen is what's going to happen when I get on stream.
Yeah.
Is I could get rated by thousands of people, or get like 500 followers, anything
Yeah.
like that. But it's you never know. But and then you can't also go in expecting that, but you do go
Right.
in if you just want to have a good time. Just put the negative side of it for away for a little while
Yeah.
and I've had times where I sit there and I still am like a little bit in myself whenever I stream. So I'll sit there and I'll tell chat like, we're gonna do a short stream today, 2 hours, whatever. And then you end up going like an extra like 4 hours
Right.
because it's almost like the universe just knows like, oh, everyone has to raid this person. We have to show them some love. We
Yeah.
have to remind them. And so you go on for like another 2-3 hours and you're just like, wow. And to think I wasn't gonna stream today.
Right.
And it's nuts. It's nuts.
Most of the times when I'm sorry, good. Hi, Captain Fantastic. Thanks for coming in. I hope you're well today. Some of my best streams are when I just sit and chat with people, playing like
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
a chill game like Power Wash Simulator.
Agreed.
And people, I was amazed that people come to watch Power Wash Simulator.
Yes.
And those are some of the most best relaxing and some of the most uplifting streams.
Yeah.
'Cause
100%.
Yeah, you get to chat with your friends. And
It's more personal, I think.
Yes.
You get that that personal level with the chat for however long you do that stream, and it's just
Absolutely.
lots of fun.
Absolutely. Let's see. What's the scariest game you've?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh man, let's see. I would have to say that it would have to be Summer '58 was really really scary. really, really scary. And what was so good to me about it was it wasn't too puzzly. So there's a lot of horror games that have just way too many puzzles. I'm
Yeah.
fine with a few, like that's fine. You got to search for this, whatever. But I have played some where I just get so bored and I'm just like, oh, another puzzle, like great. And I would say that Summer 58 was so good because of the fact that it just sat there and it was like, hey, just go to like this part of this real small room. Just go to this part. And it's like boom, a jump scare. And it's like you go to another part, another jump scare. So it was really good on the fact of just like being only there for jump scares. And then another one I'd have to say for me it's close between Summer 58 and at Dead of Night. And at Dead of Night was just terrifying to me because of just like how the movement was in this game. So it's like a point and click. So you don't get to freely move your character, but instead you have like this little arrow that you control with your mouse, and she only goes like 5 steps at a time, and it's just creepy to me. It's because like there's this guy chasing you around this hotel, and it's just oh, it's just creepy. And then he could just be like right around the corner. So like you just turn the corner and he's right there and he
Yeah.
just hits you. And oh man, so I'd say like for those two, those are probably like the scariest games I've played. But I've definitely played my fill of really terrifying games. Really terrifying games.
Ray says, so Swifty is saying he just appreciates a full spoopy ambiance.
Yes, I would say so. Yeah, so like Summer 58 was just you immediately go in, and it's just creepy. You just sit there and you've got chills, and you're like, oh my god, this is really really scary. And then the jump scares added onto it are just terrifying. Although I do have to say, there was one like indie horror game that I played, and I think Doc played the same one, and it's called V696, and that
Okay.
one had the worst jump scares I've ever had in my life. Like I was think like one jump scare away from having a heart attack. So like I was pretty sure I was gonna die on stream. So I was like sitting there and be like, okay, we need to take another breather. So we're just gonna sit and relax for a little bit, and then we'll go in. But they so I think like if maybe if you ask Doc about it, maybe he feels the same, maybe he doesn't. But
Yeah.
I would say for jump scares on that one, it was terrifying, terrifying.
Okay, so this question comes to my mind. You're playing these scary games and you get scared all the time. Um, why do you torture yourself like that? What's
So the idea actually came long before I started streaming. And what happened is me and my buddies moved into our first apartment in San Antonio, and we played Slender the Arrival. And that was like right when that game just came out, so it was fairly new. And we knew about Slenderman and we knew about the first game, but my buddy was like, "We got to play the second one because it's way scarier. There's more to it." And so we actually did like a mock like stream almost. So they forced me to play it, unfortunately. Like they looked at me and they're like Aaron can play it, like he can play it, he doesn't get scared. And I was like, are you kidding me? I get terrified. And so like their whole arguing was like, I don't freeze when I get scared. Like most people like sit there and they just like they put their hands up and they die or whatever, but like I just run. So we played that, and I sat there and I was just like, what if we did like more scary games? What if we just always did like a day where we did like a scary game? And it was like at that time I was just thinking about just like us as friends, and I was like, what if we just like recorded that at one point and maybe put it on YouTube or something?
Yeah.
So eventually I started to think like, oh, when I started to come into Twitch, my brother bought me Phasmophobia, and so he showed me a video of it. He was just like, hey man, I got to show you this game. It's really scary. You hunt ghosts, you look for evidence, stuff like that. And so I played it, and I was just like, this would be a great game to stream. And so sure enough, like after that, the rest was history. I met Double Yoke and I met everybody else. And then I started to go on to a lot of other indie horror games and play those for a while and branch off into some more variety. But yeah, I would say that like starting off getting into horror games started off right there at that apartment with me and my friends, and we were all playing Slender the Arrival. It's like 4 a.m. We got all the lights off and we're all screaming like little girls. Like I was just like, this would be great, like people would love this. So from then on I went with it. I was like, this is amazing.
Hi Mari, how are you today? I hope you're well. Thank you for stopping in. We are, if you're just joining us, we're interviewing ThaSwiftDude. He is a Twitch streamer and radio personality. Is it okay for me to plug the station?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so if you are in the South Texas area, Swifty works at KISS 99.5 KISS, um, and that station's out of San Antonio, but it's heard as far as I think I can still get it in Corpus.
Yes, yes, and we are nationally syndicated in the East Coast in Delmarva, and we are also in Palm Springs, California.
Yeah. Now, is your show on iHeartRadio?
I believe so. I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're on iHeartRadio and you tune into 99.5 KISS out of San Antonio, you can catch Swifty sometimes. They do a show in the morning. Swifty actually is able to go to work without too many traffic problems because he's up before the traffic happens.
Yes.
So yeah, if you want to hear more of Swifty when he's not streaming, catch him on 99.5 KISS out of San Antonio. Um, let's say you're given $1,000 and you can only spend it on your stream. What do you spend
Okay.
it on?
I would say all computer parts right now. I just anything that I can upgrade to make the quality of the stream better, the video, the games to run smoothly, anything to make it come back into better quality for the stream later on. So I'd say all computer parts.
All computer, yeah.
I was like, here we go.
I think I'd be exactly the same. If somebody gave me
Yeah,
$10,000, I'd buy a best gaming computer I could get.
Oh man. Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Do you think Twitch will be around in say 10 years?
I think so. I think so. It seems like I don't know if it's just me, just because I've been streaming on it a lot, but it seems like it's really taking off, and it had a huge bump with the pandemic and everybody stuck at home,
Yeah.
and they just needed something to watch, and so they got on Twitch, and it's almost like new people are trying out Twitch. Like lots of people are trying out Twitch. They get an account, they see what it's about, and they just love it. So I would say maybe in about 10 years, although with how their policies are going, I mean, we'll see. But
Yeah,
I would say live streaming a game will stay around definitely for 10 years.
Yeah.
But Twitch personally, they'll probably still be around for sure.
Yeah,
They
but
may not be like the big dog anymore.
yeah,
in 10 years.
they are
Maybe.
shooting themselves in the. They are.
Yes.
They're making some big mistakes.
Yeah.
I was lost in some hot tub streams before I found Swifty major upgrade. Yep.
No, no, you're too kind, Throwaway. You're too kind.
Do you think you'll keep streaming in say 5 or 10?
I definitely want to. I love every minute of it. I want to keep going as long as I can. You know, I think the only thing that would ever really stop me streaming is if I like sold my PC. If I had to like sell my PC for like food or something, you know. But even then, it would just be really hard to do that. I've thought I'm not gonna lie completely, but I have thought about quitting before to where it's like I have like a hard time or something like that, and I sit there and I'm like, can I really keep doing this? But I will come back and I'll sit there and I'll be like, if I quit, I would just regret it forever, and I would just miss it forever. So I think it's always going to be, a part of me, and it's always going to like definitely going to play a role in my life to where however long I keep going and however far I get with this journey, it's just gonna keep going. You're stuck with the ThaSwiftDude, I think.
Yeah. Good. All right. We're coming up on an ad. This is the top of the hour.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll be right back with more of the ThaSwiftDude. Come back right after these messages. Oh. And we're back with the ThaSwiftDude. Hi, Chiba. How are you? Thrill Ray, thank you so much. I'm going to take that as a compliment. I look like a dad. I am a dad. Not only am I a dad, I am a grandfather of. And they. One other question before we get into what I call the lightning round. Would you ever pursue a partner?
I would say yeah. I would say, yeah. I know it might be a long journey ahead and might be difficult and have to try to go at it with the best mentality ever because I know it just doesn't happen overnight for most people, and you have to
Right.
really spend a lot of time at it. But I would love to, honestly. I think it'd be great. I would love that final goal for myself. Just to, if I can be a little bit selfish, I think that's what I would like for myself is to just know that I could reach that level.
Nice. This- I like that no matter how many times we've seen each other in scream hello every time, every time. Most people, it takes literally to hit a partner. That's true. Very
Oh
true.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So if you make partner, how do you think things will change, or do you think they will?
Um, I don't I don't think things will. I still want to be very. I know there might be the. It just kind of depends, I guess. Like how much of a. I'm trying to think of the right thing to say. Like if there's a huge community that helps me get partner. I was thinking about this the other day to sacrifice like the personal space of like hanging with chat than to have partner. I think that would be the only thing that would change is I still want to try to make sure I treat chat as like the priority over game. And I know that can be pretty hard for people that are at partner because you have a lot of people watching you at once.
Yeah.
So I think it would suck to lose that, but I'm gonna do my best, obviously, to try to still have that personality with chat to have that personal level with chat of just like, hey, you can still talk to me and I'll still try to read every message that I can. If I don't read it, just send it again. I don't care. Like
Yeah.
anything I can get.
I don't know if you've ever watched Ensim,
Yeah.
and his chat is just
Hmm.
he's just picking one out every so often,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
at that point you kind of have to.
Exactly. Exactly.
You don't want to lose that with your chat, but when you get to that point, it's how do you that because you can't
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah. It's moving so fast, and you have to, like you said, like yeah, like in some you have to just find just that one message, occasionally and talk to them, but.
Yeah.
It would really suck to lose that, but as long as I can do it, that's what I'm about is about that community and everything like that.
Let's see. Same. I would never want to get to a level where I couldn't. Chiba, you miss
Yeah.
chat a lot.
He can't help it. He gets distracted.
Yeah,
He does great.
he's
He
got
does great.
I think he's got really bad ADD. But his chat can sometimes be like that because he's got
Mhm. Yeah.
anywhere between 50 and 100 people in Chiba's chat
Oh, 100.
all
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
time.
100%. 100%.
I don't miss that much. And I know, yeah, it's a thing. It is.
Yeah.
I love you, Chiba. I really do. But you're getting big. You really are, and I admire that about you. I'm so happy for you, proud of you,
Yes.
because you've achieved a lot. It kind of sucks getting to that. It looks good, obviously, but it also sucks that you can't have a good conversation with people like you do. That's exactly right, Olive.
Yeah.
Chiba's really good at chat, but yeah, it's a thing with Chiba. Um, Chiba, I appreciate you very much. I love this. Chiba, we all love you. We have a blast in your channel. Um, Folks, if you're not following Chiba the Hut, you're really missing out. He has karaoke Saturday nights.
Yep.
He's very funny, and if you scare Chiba in a game with the sound alert or whatever,
You could scare him so good.
you can scare him. He might break a monitor.
He might break a monitor.
Have you not seen that clip?
Yes, yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen it.
okay.
100%. Or he could fall off his chair. One of
Yeah,
the two.
yeah, yes, he could fall off his chair.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. All right, let's do the lightning round. It's about the quarter of the top of the hour. So, ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Do my best.
Folks, again, if we're interviewing, we're talking with ThaSwiftDude. Swifty's got a fantastic channel. Please go follow him. If somebody could give him a shout out before we end this lost like $2,000 in breaking stuff. Oh, God. Yeah, my monitor, chair, mic, heads. Thank you, Uni. All right, here we go. Texting or
Okay.
talking?
Texting.
Favorite day of the week?
Fridays.
Sweet or sour?
Sweet.
Yeah, because sour cream is just
Yeah, sour cream sucks.
sour cream sucks. Favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Okay. If you had a superpower, what would you want it to be?
Ooh. I think teleportation.
Okay.
You can just go all over the place.
That's a
I would
good
love
one.
it. You wouldn't have to drive a car anymore. No
Yeah.
traffic, no gas money, car payments.
That's a good one. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Night owl, I would say.
50 loves his Thanksgiving food. I think we all love our Thanksgiving.
Ah,
holiday.
Thanksgiving's so good. Oh my goodness.
My wife, Uni, hates for anybody else to cook Thanksgiving food. She wants to be the cook.
Okay, that's kind of how me and my dad are with my mom. Is like we'll go to other people's Thanksgiving, but we're just like, hey, can you make your Thanksgiving too? Because we want your food. So
Yeah, but Uni, I'm the cook.
yeah.
You had your favorite day of the week and a favorite holiday. What's
Mhm.
your favorite?
I would say winter. As the 2 weeks that we only get it here in Texas, I do love it.
2 weeks where we can break out the sweater.
Yeah, it's the best. You know, maybe have a cup of hot chocolate on for like 2 hours, and then before it turns up to 80 degrees again.
Yeah. Oh God, I hate that you get that. That there's like 2 weeks in January, I think, that we get
Yeah.
cold weather, and then for the rest of February, it's
Yeah. Yep. We enter the 8-month summer.
yeah. Are you mild or spicy? The food.
Spicy.
I guess I should
Okay, the
clarify.
food. Oh well, yeah, the foods, but
The food, right? Yeah, the food. He's
No,
spicy.
I do like spicy food. I do like spicy food.
Well, okay, so what's your favorite spicy food?
Oh man, I would say if I can mix pretty much anything with pico de gallo, oh, that's like my favorite spice. Is that mixture of spices? I don't mind some jalapenos on my nachos, maybe
Yeah.
anything like that, but or like some spicy sauce with ramen or anything like that. But yeah, I don't like the super hot spiciness to where you
Oh,
can't
so
really
you're not
taste the
going to do the
food.
one chip challenge?
No, well, I might do that if we reach a certain goal, but you're gonna have to work for it.
Yeah. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, uh, I like so many. I would have to say maybe cookies and cream because it's good by itself, and then it's also good as like a milkshake.
Huh?
It's just really good. I like cookies and cream.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna last question.
Okay.
I've got another question. Well, let me go ahead and ask that. Is there an odd food that you enjoy that other people would think ew?
Oh, that's a great question, actually. Oh man. I I don't really know off the top of my head. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think well, obviously I'm a little bit on the opposite end of that where it's like I don't enjoy something that someone else enjoys. But I can't really think of anything. I think oh man. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I pretty much like some pretty general stuff and just dislike some stuff that makes people upset.
See, Uni's like octopus, squid. My list goes on. Yeah, I do not like octopus.
I've never tried it. I've never tried that or squid. I don't know if I can though. It's a little yeah.
Or I don't like. Hi, Alyssa. I don't like oysters.
I don't like oysters either.
I
I
can't.
don't like oysters either. I can't do it. They are the trash can of the sea.
Yeah, they are. Okay. This last question, it's not really a question. What I like to do with my guests, because every one of us has this opinion of ourselves that doesn't match with what other people think,
Okay.
right? Okay, so I would like for you to say something positive about yourself.
Ooh. I have a great beard.
You do have an awesome beard. That is that's a great response.
I would say yikes, this is like the thing I'm the worst at.
We all are.
I would say that I guess I'm just determined to always do better, which is also like something that could lead into like me beating myself up, but I try to stay with it as far as I can, as much as I can, to where I'm determined to reach that level, to where I can maybe believe some of the incredible things that people say to me, which is way too kind of
Yeah.
them to say. But I would say just like determination is like something that I've always had, to where when I see a goal in mind, I want to do my best to try to reach it as fast as, or not as fast, but as best as I can, and and try to prove to as many people as I can that I can do something. I can reach this point,
Right.
and make them proud. So
Okay, well, that's all I have. Does anybody else have another question before we go? Because I say, hey, bye, everybody.
we're done.
You do an awesome job being.
Well, it's too kind, but thank you. I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me onto this. I had a blast, man. This was so much fun.
I'm
I
glad
love
you
this.
did. This just popped up where. Alyssa, where did your hatred for sour
Alyssa,
cream and babies come from? You're the one that
Alyssa,
stirred curb stomps, all right?
yeah, Alyssa curb stomps him. Don't let her distract you guys. She curb stomps babies. That's pretty aggressive, if in my book. At least I'm quiet about mine. I just sit there and I just give them like the evil eye. But you're kicking them.
You need the sour cream and babies.
Oh, okay.
This isn't my.
So the babies one started. I was playing Visage. I was streaming Visage. The baby one started, and a baby started crying in the game, and I went on to say in my statement that I hate when babies cry. Like it's like nails on the chalkboard for me. It makes me sad. I wanna help them. I wanna like comfort them, but I sat there, and in the clip, I get distracted. So I was reading from chat, and I said, "Poor baby is crying," and I just read "poor baby," and I said, "Yeah, I know, I hate babies." And so I like, my mind got distracted, and I went to something else because something else in the game happened, and I was like, I just moved on,
Yeah.
and I thought I finished my sentence, and then everyone was like, "What just happened?" And I was like, "Wait, what do you mean?" And from then on, like, everyone got the clip, and it's the rest is history.
So the origin story, we're gonna blame on AD. That's
Yes, agreed.
That's what we're. There's something wrong with my taste buds, and it makes me hate the most delicious.
Sour cream is not delicious. Sour cream is not delicious. I'm sorry.
I have to agree with Swifty.
Thank you.
If I go
I have dad.
tacos or something, I don't like sour cream.
Don't
But
want no sour cream.
if I make a ranch dressing out of it, then hey, we're good with sour cream and ranch dressing.
But yeah, so and I think at like one point we just talked about sour cream, or I mentioned that I dislike sour cream, and from then on everyone thought I was like speaking with Satan, I guess. So
Right.
they called me out on it. So
Yeah.
But those are the origin stories.
Yeah, Mari had a good question. If you got
Ooh.
time. Who or what is your muse? Can we talk
Oh,
about that, or
I think we talked a little bit about like who kind of influenced me.
Right.
I want to elaborate on that a little bit more too, and just say that when I got hired at my radio station job, I sat there and I was blown away by the thought of creating content. I just sat there and I was like, man, to have like a show, to sit there, to come in and like be the talent, I was entranced about it. And so from then on, that's why I started to think like what if I got back into streaming? What if I did that and just I help myself feel that void of just like creating content and putting content out there for people to enjoy. And sure enough, like the rest is history. Like it's been one of the greatest decisions I've ever made, and greatest decisions I've ever stuck with, because I've met some of the most amazing people. I've had very memorable streams for sure.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that has blown me away the most is just like the genuine heart of people that I have met on Twitch when it comes to just talking to them, playing games with them. Going to Yokon and meeting them in person was nuts. I mean, it was just so crazy. And it was loads and loads of fun. And it was just like, wow, these are some of the nicest people you will probably meet on the internet, you know? So it's like
That's
the
the
internet is
strangest thing
not
about it. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
internet is not known for its best people.
Exactly. So it's like you can find some really mean people on the internet, but it's like that wasn't the case with me getting on Twitch. So I would say for Mari's question, it would just to for Mari's question, it was for me to just kind of fill that void of just like creating content. I've always
Yeah.
wanted to do that, and I've always wanted to be on YouTube. I've always wanted to do something or edit videos for friends, but just creating my own content has just been so much fun, and it's been mind blowing. It's been crazy. Well, all that's happened, but it's been so much fun.
Wonderful. Well, I think that's where we're going to leave. Crazy guy, how are you? We not that one. Stop that. So I had technical difficulties when we started. Now I'm having I want to first thank Swifty.
Oh, I think Crazy Guy actually has a question.
Okay, great. I have a question for the favorite game to play. We talked about that. I don't think he had a.
I think we did like the like scariest game, but favorite one. Yeah, I would say like I'm kind of all over the place. As of right now, I'm losing myself in Red Dead Redemption, so I'm walking around and I'm talking like a cowboy and everything. So I've even had like a slight cough, so I'm walking around. I'm trying to sound like Arthur Morgan, but I would say for genre wise, I would say like story games are some of the best ones to play. Crazy Guy, I love them. I do like some multiplayer for sure, and to play with some friends on some things. But it's like, oh man, just some like, to get lost in a really good story game is probably like my favorite thing to do. Is just sit there and you kind of just lose the time of day. You just wow, I've been playing for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
It's like
There are games that you can do that with. You can sit there and all of a sudden you'll look at the
exactly.
clock and go, how did it get dark?
Yeah. Wow, I need to go to bed.
Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh,
Oh yeah.
I gotta get
Oh,
up
yeah.
in an hour.
Oh yeah.
Alyssa plays some of the best story games I've seen.
Alyssa does. I really enjoyed her playing Last of Us. That was really fun to
Yes.
watch. It was so much fun to watch.
I really enjoyed she played one that had to deal with an album. The story had to go along with an album.
Oh really?
And everything. Yeah, and that game was just emotional. It was yeah, I like that one. But I hated it. It was timed. Yeah, it was timed. Um, but so much emotion in that game, and it was just
Wow.
so sad at the end, and you're like, damn, they can't have a part 2 to this. All right, we're gonna end it there. I'm gonna rate out Swifty. Thank you so much for.
Thank you, Dad, so much for inviting me onto this. I really had a great time, man. This is awesome that you do this, and I just love the fact that you have this podcast style and everything. So it's really cool. So good on you, man, for setting this up and everything. This is awesome, dude.
I
It's
appreciate
awesome.
it. I appreciate it so much. This has been so fun. I love these podcasts. I don't mind playing games with people, but this is my favorite thing. It really is. So we're gonna go raid Fiona the 13th, Dead by Daylight. A variety of horror streamers from Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, not monarch. Ireland. Okay. Thank you, Swifty, so much. We will see you guys
Thank you, man.
another
Thank you so
time.
much.
Listen, if you're out there, thank you for stopping in to hang out and find a little bit more about Swifty. We will be back next week with Double Yoke on Saturday and then Alyssa Always Sunday. Come back
Yay!
and join us.
Excellent people.
Find out a little bit more about these amazing people. Love you guys so much. Like I always say at the end of my streams, make sure that you smile like you have something to hide. Okay? Do that for yourself. So we'll go raid Fiona. Thank you, Swifty.
Smile,
Thank you, man.
though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. Goodbye.